Hey y'all, it is Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday. What is going on out there? Freedom Friday. It is Friday afternoon, 12/15/2023. And I want you to know grace is covering you and me. Grace is covering you and me. It is 12/15/2023. And the joy of the Lord is transcending you and me. Come on and give me a hand clap on this Freedom Friday. You see that sign above me? It says welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Freedom Friday, because this Freedom Friday, while we're in Advent, honey, we are taking those things that are trying to wear us out and we're putting them in their place. Come on now, you know what this theme is. You know what this theme is for Freedom Friday, for Advent. It is, today I let go of worn out conditions and worn out things. The question on the floor is what has been wearing you out? Is it injustice? Ooh, my goodness. Goodness. Is it undeserved actions? Is it someone's ill behavior towards you? Is it someone or something that's trying to drag you around, leading you and guiding you, subduing you consciously and subduing you physiologically and psychologically? Is it trying to depress you and cause you anxiety? Honey, today serve it notice. Yes, use a noun. People, places, and things. Whatever the condition is, whatever the influence, whatever has tried to impart itself on you like a yoke. Jesus said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, because my yoke is easy and burdens are light. But Florence Shovelsh, and where we got our theme from, he says, I let go of worn out conditions and worn out things. And today I allow divine plan to govern my mind, my body, and all of my affairs. Because behold, a new thing is coming. A new thing within you is coming. Why? Because we are now welcoming in the birth of Christ. And this week, as we welcome that newness, that new Christ consciousness in, we're talking about the transcendence of joy. How joy will transcend us. Why? Because it is unto itself. It's a state of being. And so I'm asking you today on Freedom Friday to allow your spirit to transcend your situation. Whew. What I'm saying to you is simply this: let go of the worn out conditions. Let go of the influences that have tried to impart their way upon you. Let go of the things. What are those things? Fear, doubt, debt, anxiety, depression. The things that you can name, because what I heard in my faith walk and faith talk is, it says there is a name that's above every name. And since we're becoming new in this state of being, which is joyous, transcendent, then that name then covers your situation. That name is above every name. That name is Yeshua HaMashiach. Some call him Yeshua HaMashiach. Some call him Jesus. Some call him Savior. Some call him Master. Some call him Redeemer. Whatever you call him, call him. Take control of this, Lord. Let your Christ consciousness come over me so that I am not subdued, that my progress towards you is not being impeded by somebody else's behavior, by somebody else's attitude, by a situation that would cause me to think differently. They call that the ways of Adam. The ways of Adam. Who created a duality for you. But Jesus came back to tell you that there was only one. There's only one. And you are one with that spirit. You are one with that love. You are one with that peace. You are one with that transcendent joy, that state of being. So on this Freedom Friday, honey, have a transcendent joy. My goodness. Have a joy that overshadows and takes over your situation. He says, when you call out the name, something happens. And it just doesn't happen to the environment. It happens to you. Because then you end up changing the atmosphere that changes the environment, that changes your situation. Why? Because you start thinking differently. Things will start moving about differently. People will start getting out of the way. And that thing that you thought was bigger than life, honey, that dissipates. Why? Because Jesus allowed you the safe space to dwell in being, which is safe, which is in the ark of safety, which is you. Remember, you are the transcendent joy. He brought you here so that you could display that joy to someone else, even in the midst of sorrow. I believe those are songs that we sing. He's my joy in sorrow. How can I still have joy knowing that all the chaos is going on? Because I know he says, if you put your trust in me, I'm going to give you the will that works in order for you to get that thing done. In your community, in your atmosphere, in your churches, on your jobs, with your friendships, in your marriage, with your finances, in your health and in your healing. There's a transcendent joy just by simply calling his name. So what does Ernest Holmes say? Well, he says there's a subtle power. Let me turn it around so I can make sure you see it. And make sure before this year ends that you get you a vision board for 2024. Because in order for you to allow the divine plan to come to you, you got to have a vision. He said, write it down and make it plain. And then what does it say? Be welcome to do it. Don't be afraid. Write it down. There is nothing that's impossible with the Father, with the Mother. We're welcoming in this birth. You're birthing too. So let's hear what Ernest says. He came from Amos this time. Amos 4:13. He says, for lo, he that formeth the mountains, created the wind, declareth unto man that what is his thought, that maketh the morning darkness, that treadeth upon the high places of the earth, the Lord, the God of hosts. So we call upon the God of hosts. Why? Why do we call upon the God of hosts? Because in that God of hosts, there's a sense of sanctuary in our thought. That sense of sanctuary gives us a sense of lightness, of peace, and a transcendent joy. That's why I'm talking to you about a transcendent joy today. It says, we have a lifted load in our life in this declaration of the Spirit that treads upon high places in the earth. And so we have to understand this is where our meditation and our prayer comes in. See, when things go on, we could talk about it down here, but then right in the midst of us talking to each other, the conversation should change to something higher, something greater, something grander, which is what? The God of hosts, Yeshua HaMashiach, Ruach HaKodesh. Right in the middle of our conversation, it switches. Why? Because it's time for us to what? Transcend. And it says this transcendent thought of God should ever be with us, always with us. Just like Jesus, we should walk over the waves of human disturbances rather than being submerged by them. We should be treading on it, walking on it, not disturbed by it, not submerged in it, not wading in the water, not trying to make it to shore. No. We walking on it. Why? Because it's forever with us. We understand that we are one with it and it is one with us and we could never be without it. It says the Atman, the real self, is eternal and permanent. Can I tell you, you are eternal? You are permanent. Your spirit will always be here, will always dwell, will always be the seed planted in someone else. You're always existing. Because you and the Father and the Mother are one. We are one with the Creator. It says spirit exists within itself. Honey, we don't have to do anything. Spirit exists within itself. You and I are within ourselves. We are one with spirit. Therefore, we can transcend our situations. Let's look at this one. Life does not depend upon something outside itself, but immediately precipitates itself in our own experiences when we recognize it. Can I ask you today to stop and recognize it? Recognize it so that it can precipitate itself back into itself. And that's just simply meaning that when you get yourself into a situation, stop, breathe, rest, relax, and let God take it. Say, Lord, I don't know what to do with this thing. This is unbelievable. I can't even imagine anything like this happening. He said, but if you put your trust in me, if you cast your cares on me, I care for you. I'll take care of it. And that's when it comes to the next passage. It says, it is this divine recognition that gives us a transcendent power. We gain power when we let go. And we may rely upon this law because this law is absolute. There is absolutely nothing wrong with allowing God to take it over. He gives us the power to transcend it and then says, hey, once you do that, don't you find yourself in peace? Don't you find yourself in grace? Don't you find yourself in favor? Don't you find yourself in joy? You let it go. Here's my favorite. Jesus says, look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the world. Salvation just simply means let me take it because I've already taken it. You don't have to keep putting yourself on the cross. I died already. Now I'm coming to show you how to birth your gifts so that now your gifts can be seeds for other people to grow. And it changes your community, change your atmosphere, change your attitude, change your behavior, change your workspaces. That's what you hear. You're on assignment. You're on assignment. Don't ever forget that. You're here on assignment. Lord, what's my purpose? To will the work and to work the will. He says, I'm the wisdom and I give you the will to work where I put you. Let's get busy. So come on here in the front with me today. Don't forget. You are welcome to do a vision board. And you see that tree and grow like a tree. But come on in the front with me today. There is a subtle power within me. Come on and say it as I say it. There is a subtle power within me. The essence of spirit. Come on and say it. I am sustained. I am guided. I am guarded. You're protected, y'all. Don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. You're protected. And I am kept in the way of peace, prosperity, and joy. Oh, he says I'm in the way of, which means that it's pushing me along. That no matter what I got going on, I am in the way of prosperity. I am in the way of power. I'm in the way of joy. He says every atom of my being is vibrant and alive and existent. There is something within me today that sings a celestial song. This song finds its echo in everything I do, causing the deaf to hear. You hear me? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you do it, cause the deaf to hear, cause the blind to see, and awaken the paralysis of fear into life, into action. That's Freedom Friday, y'all. That's Freedom Friday, you guys. That's Freedom Friday, a transcendent joy, a rebirthing, understanding that you are guided, understanding that you are protected, understanding that you are in the way of prosperity and peace. But more importantly, you are one with the Creator. And can't nothing steal your joy. So you never have to worry about that at all. Can't nothing steal your joy. All right. I hope this blessed you. If it did, and I know it did because it touched your spirit way, way deep down, do me a favor. Share it. Share your gifts. Share this gift. If this was a gift to you, share it. Share it. Like it. You know what to do. Share it. So I want to thank again Miss Shayna Beeman, GP Care Packages, Rosalind Barnes, my sisters. I want to thank Elaine, and I want to thank myself. And I want to thank the Houghton Park Community Center and the Youth Center. I want to also thank Mr. Ralph, who is, I believe, the president over the Houghton Park Community Association. I want to thank he and his partner Otis for the donations for our hoodie giveaway. It is such a wonderful feeling to know that the community can come together and give. I also want to thank Reverend Pamela Simmons, who also donated. And if there's anyone else who has, and place it in my head, send me a text message, say, Renee, you know I gave too. If you did, I want to ensure that it is exalted. It is placed out there that you are a cheerful giver. A cheerful giver. And so again, I say thank you to each and every one of you. Elian and I bless you, and we pour blessings upon you always, in all ways. Remember, in this season, have a transcendent joy.